Okay, so as many of you may know, Halo Infinite has had a very rocky history since it came out back in 2021. You know, we thought Halo Infinite was going to be a return to form for the franchise, and in some ways it was, like with the gameplay, and the campaign was even pretty decent, but the multiplayer was very much lacking in its modes, its content in general, its maps, its greedily monetized system of, armor coatings, armor cores, different armor pieces. The store was terrible, battle pass, progression, all of it was horrible. And it took literally like a year to year and a half almost to actually get this game in running order. But now that it is so good. Halo Infinite Season 4 dropped back in June, which you would know about if you saw my video on it, and it was great. We got a progression system finally, which is actually very addicting, and I've been hooked on, trying to progress my character. We got Infection, which is really fun and very stylized to Halo Infinite itself with the whole infected AI kind of thing, so I think that's really cool. We got a new 4v4 map, we got a new Big Team Battle map, and we finally got the Plaza remake and Forge as a main map for the game. And I'm excited to announce that next Wednesday, August 9th, or this upcoming Wednesday I should say, we are getting a mid-season update for Season 4 of Halo Infinite, and it's actually packs a lot of cool content. Back in Season 1 and Season 2 of Halo Infinite, you had to wait 6 months for each season just to get content, but now each season is only 3 to 4 months, and we're getting content in between seasons, like halfway through seasons, like next week, which is just awesome. 343 is back on their A game in my opinion, and it's so exciting. So let's run through what we're going to be getting next week. So for the first bit of content that we're getting in this mid-season update, we're getting a new map called Dredge. Now this is inspired by Halo Reach's map Countdown, which is the map with the rocket and stuff. Very popular Halo Reach map, and it's been remade in Halo Infinite's Forge. So it is a Forge map, but it still looks pretty decent. And, it's just a new map getting halfway through season. I mean, that's awesome. I didn't think we'd be getting any new maps or any new content in general till Season 5. So seeing that halfway through the season, we're already getting a new map. Granted, it's made in Forge, but it still is awesome. So yes, we get a Halo Infinite map remake of Halo Reach's Countdown, which is awesome because I really like that map, and I'm excited to see how this map plays next week. They're also going to improve Pelican Drops and Big Team Battle, which a big, point of contention with the new Big Team Battle in Halo Infinite is that it doesn't feel the same as the old Big Team Battle of the previous games. And a big part of that is the vehicle spawning. In the old games, vehicle spawning, you'd spawn with all these powered vehicles. I'm talking Wraiths, Scorpions, any flying vehicle, Banshees, whatever, at the beginning of the match. But in Halo Infinite, a lot of the time, a Pelican drops down about halfway through the match and drops off these power vehicles. Now, this gets pretty frustrating because, one, it makes it extremely hard to ever use a powered vehicle in this game, and two, sometimes they drop so late in the game that you don't even get a chance to use it before the game ends. So with these improved Pelican drops, they're going to be dropping more frequently, and every time a Pelican drops a vehicle on your side, it drops the same vehicle on the other side of the map, so more people get the opportunity to use these vehicles. While this isn't a perfect solution because a lot of people just wanted to go back to the old ways of the old games where we spawn with all these vehicles, I feel like it's a decent compromise between the people that like what they do in Infinite with the Pelican drops and what people like with the old games of being able to use the vehicles more frequently. They made another improvement to Big Team Battle where your fire team that you queue up with in the game if you're not playing solo will actually be on your squad in Big Team Battle, because a lot of the times the people that you queue up with will be put on your team, but they won't be in your little squad in Big Team Battle because your Big Team Battle consists of 3 squads per team of 4 players. So it's not a big deal, but it's nice to see if you win or start the game with your buddies rather than just a bunch of random people on your team. The Extermination Medal has made its way to all game modes in Halo Infinite, which is also pretty exciting. While it was just kind of tucked away with the elimination and attrition modes, it's now available for all modes in Halo Infinite, meaning if you are skilled enough, which I am not, you actually get to hear, Jeff Steitzer do the extermination voice line when you hit the medal. So, it's just a little thing. There's a lot of little things in this update, but they're just nice improvements overall. So, that's nice to see. Death cam improvements. This is a big one in my opinion, and it might be because I have some ADHD tendencies, but pretty much in all the previous Halo games, when you died, you gotta move the camera around your corpse while you're waiting to respawn. But in Halo Infinite, it's a lot like Battlefield, where when you die, it just tracks the player that killed you until you respawn. And I don't know, I don't know if it's just me personally, but I find it extremely frustrating that I can't just move my camera around. I feel like very restricted in my movement, you know, when I die. But in this, you'll be able to move your camera freely again, which, you know, finally, in my opinion. But also, when you spectate other players, instead of just following them from a set camera movement, which can make me feel nauseous sometimes, if I'm being honest, you can actually move the camera around other players while they're moving, which is really nice. They didn't have this as a feature in Infinite to make it more competitive, and so you can, you know, read a bunch of information and pretty much cheat your way around it, but it's been a staple of Halo since the first game. Well, not the first game, like the third game, I think. But still, it's been there for a very long time, so it's just nice to see that they're finally adding it back. And the last big update is they're finally adding physics to water in this game. Now, if you remember at the launch of Season 4 back in June, they added a water plane to Infinite Forge, so that way you could, you know, add water to your Forge maps, which is really nice because that was something that was lacking for a very long time since Forge came out with the winter update last year, and so being able to add water was nice. But the thing is, there was no physics to it, so it didn't feel real. It was just like a graphic and that's it. But now with this mid-season update, like there's a lot of interactivity with water. So you can shoot it, it'll splash, you can drive through it, it'll splash. You know, just a lot of physics with it. So it's actually really nice to see that. It's a nice quality improvement, and it'll definitely shine in a lot of these Forge maps that utilize the water. And that's really all the big updates that are coming with this mid-season update. There's also a lot of quality of life updates, bug fixes, even though a lot of what I listed was quality of life. But, you know, for a mid-season update from a team at 343, which is, you know, pretty small at this point after all the layoffs that happened, and, you know, after having such trouble with getting this game off the ground for the last, like, almost 2 years at this point, I'm just happy that we're finally getting consistent updates with consistent content, and I don't have to complain about this game. You know, for the longest time when Halo Infinite came out, you saw so many videos like, Halo Infinite sucks, Halo's dead, the franchise is dead, this, that. It was soul draining because, you know, this is my favorite video game franchise of all time, and so seeing it in such a state was just unfortunate. And while you still have people making videos now saying this game still sucks, it still has a lot more it needs to do, which is true, it does have a lot more it needs to do and live up to, I feel like this game is in a very good state now, and I'm actually happy to play the game. I used to force myself to play this game so that way I could just get through the unlocks, but now I'm actually finding myself playing Halo Infinite just for fun. And that didn't really happen until Season 4 launched with Infection and really the career rank. The career rank really gives me motive to, like, you know, rank myself up, which I didn't have that before Season 4. So needless to say, I'm very happy with this game right now. There's still a lot of things I want to be added, and the game is not perfect. There's a lot of bugs, and desync is a major issue still. But I don't know, it just makes me happy. And the hiring freeze is finally over at Microsoft, so hopefully 343 can get a lot more people at their team so that way they can be more efficient with stuff, even though they're being pretty efficient now. So I don't know, it's just nice. I think they found their way around this game because, you know, there's been a lot of theories that the Slip Space engine sucks, and so it's really hard to work with, meaning development is really slow. But it seems like they've kind of worked out a lot of those issues and they're able to pump out content more often. But, you know, even with this game's bad rap, honestly, I would rather just have a new Halo game to, you know, start off from scratch and, you know, just start off nice and build up from there. But with Halo Infinite, even though I had a really rocky start for such a long time, I'm just happy that we're, you know, in a good space now, really. Alright, that's all I really have for this video. It wasn't scripted at all. If you know, notice that, I've been rambling a lot now. And most of my videos are scripted, so this is just a little one-off video. But, you know, it just made me excited, and I've been really just happy with Halo Infinite, so I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts and, you know, this little update with you guys. If you enjoyed this video, good for you. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna ask you to do anything else. I'm just trying to break up the rhythm, okay? I'm not trying to ask you to subscribe and like and all that because I do that all the time and it's really repetitive and it's a pet peeve I have of a lot of YouTubers, and now I'm being a hypocrite. So anyways, yeah, bye.